Matt with Ironically Digital. We're going to talk a little bit today about storing film and the use of vintage and expired film. Now, I'm assuming some of you guys are probably either professional photographers that still shoot film, in which, maybe the storing the film applies to you a little more because you buy in bulk or bulk load. But on the other hand, if some of us are hobbyists that shoot on a budget, maybe some of us are shooting Holga cameras and, we like the artistic aspect of the light coming in on the sides because the light box isn't very tight. All those can be a justification, but let's face it, we don't want to get film that sucks and, pictures don't turn out very well or not at all. So we'll talk about what we got here. First of all, let's go with storing film. If you're planning on using the film you buy within 6 months, just put it in the fridge. I take it out of its plastic containers so it can breathe, put it in the fridge. If you're really and if it's going to be a little longer or it's actual professional film versus, like Kodak Gold or something, you want to keep an eye on the humidity as well. Below 40 degrees, below, I believe it's 40% relative humidity, and your film will last way past its expiration date even and still be fine. On the other hand, if you're going to be longer than 6 months, let's say you're like me and you buy 100-foot reels of film for bulk loading while it's on sale, you're going to want to put it in the fridge. Like, I used to have probably about 500 feet of film at any one time ready for bulk loading because I'd wait till something came on sale and then I'd, buy 2 or 3 of them. So just put it in the freezer. You can pretty much store it indefinitely for years, even after the expiration date. My understanding is it doesn't actually degrade at all once it's below 0. Either that or it's so slow that for all intents and purposes it is. So now it brings on to buying vintage film. Maybe you are a film snob kind of like I am that likes a very specific kind of vintage film. Or you want to buy 120mm slide film and you don't like Fujifilm, for example. Well, some tips to look for on vintage film. There's plenty of places you can find it. I mean, my go-to actually is eBay, but Etsy sometimes has it. Hell, Craigslist sometimes has it. But you want to look for something that's been, at the very least, stated to be kept in a cool, dry place. That, if you're right at expiration date or a year after and the whole time's been cool, dry place, then you're probably fine. As far as your best bet is either going to be fridge kept or freezer kept. If it's been freezer kept its whole time, you can get stuff from, early 90s if it's been in the freezer the whole time. And it might not perform as well as brand new fresh film. The colors might be a little muted. Maybe the depth of field's a little flatter. But no one would argue that it takes a bad picture. So look for stuff like that. Look for good deals. eBay's nice. Ultrafine has vintage films as well. They store theirs in a chilled warehouse. You'll be fine. Just don't go and buy something that's been sitting on a shelf in a warm closet for 15 years. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, give me a message, put a comment in. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe for new videos. I'm Matt. This is Ironically Digital.